You're listening to Strange by Nature, your guide to the strange, weird, unbelievable, and improbable wonders of the natural world.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for being here today. I'm Kirk Mona, and joining me are Rachel Ginza and Victoria Thompson. We're all naturalists who together have scoured the world for weird and wonderful wonders, just to please your mammalian brain's desire for novelty. Isn't that nice? Let's do this.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. How you doing, Rachel?
Here. I'm doing great. I feel ridiculous, but other than that, I am doing great. I feel ridiculous because I have two headphone sets for all of you, for a little behind the scenes for everybody. But otherwise, I'm feeling great.
Yeah, you are wearing two sets of headphones at the same time, and there's a reason why. It has to do with my topic for this week. I kind of warned Rachel that she's going to do this setup. What I have is a little bit different. I'm starting things off, and I want to start off by playing a sound clip. And I want to make sure Rachel can hear it. So, Rachel, go ahead, listen to this, and I want you to just see what it sounds like to you. Here we go.
All right.
Listeners at home can play along too.
Reading. So, sounds like someone's building something, like construction.
Okay, yeah. It's pretty weird,
It's
right?
the beginning of a horror movie. What?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like constructions or a creaky building?
Mm-hmm.
Or something being sawed? What on earth is this?
Well, here's the
Or
thing.
maybe what on not Earth is this?
Ooh, that's a good guess.
Thank you.
Well,
it could be something outside of Earth.
it could be. It very well could be. Well, unless you've heard this exact clip, there really isn't any way for you to guess what this is. So it's a little unfair.
Beautiful.
This.
What did I just listen to?
Well, this is a sound file that was created by scientists. And the sounds you are hearing are actually a combination of falling rocks and wood fibers creaking and breaking. But that's...
Kirk.
What?
Are you talking about what I think you're talking about?
Maybe.
Is it because of the temperature we're in right now, Kirk?
Not in the slightest, Rachel. Not at all.
Okay.
What you're actually hearing is data sonification.
Okay.
And so I think we're all familiar with data visualization, right? A really simple version is that we all learn in school is like making a simple graph or a pie chart, right? That's a way to visualize data.
Right.
But data sonification is actually a really interesting communication tool. Sonification takes data, just raw numbers, and converts them into sound. It's another way to understand or relate to data.
Right.
So in this case, they could have just tied this data to simple musical notes, but they thought it would be fun to turn it into weird natural noises using things like, again, falling rocks and creaking, breaking, twisting
beginning
wood.
of a horror movie. I heard the wood pieces.
Be.
It sounded like things were being sawed or something like that. Yeah.
Now, to discover what we're actually listening to, we need to travel in both time and space.
Ooh, excellent.
The traveling in space part is actually the easy part. We're just headed to France, okay?
Okay.
The
sounds
time travel
lovely.
part...
Can we get some croissants?
Oh, that sounds lovely, yes.
Oh.
The time travel part is a lot more tricky. So we need to go visit a lava flow. And I know you don't think of France as being very lava-y, but it has been, it is an area that has been geologically active in the past. And specifically, we want to go to some lava that erupted up about 41 to 42,000 years ago.
Is that when we're going?
That's we're visiting the lava. We don't need to actually step into the time machine, so maybe it's not that challenging. This was basically during the last ice age, relatively speaking, not all that long ago. when you really stop compared to the age of the Earth. We need to travel to the Lachamps and Olby lava flows because the lava itself recorded something very odd going on here on our home of the Earth.
The lava recorded something.
Yeah.
That was happening where? What? I missed the rest of it because I was shocked.
42,000 years ago in France. Well, it turns out not just France.
Oh, good. Not just France. I was a little, I got paused on the lava recorded something.
Well, in one sense, it recorded what you all just heard.
What?
Kind of. Again, that's the sonification of the data. But one thing you have to understand is that many lava flows contain at least some amount of iron, or at least some sort of might be hematite or different types of iron type compounds. And something really fun happens when the lava cools and hardens. The little iron molecules in the lava align themselves with the magnetic field of the Earth as they cool, and thus they're always going to be lined up north-south.
Okay.
As that lava hardens, and you can actually measure those molecules and little bits of iron, and you could measure like where the North Pole is, right?
Right.
Now, scientists noticed something strange in the Lachamps and Olby lava flows back in the 1960s. The iron in those lava flows doesn't always point north or north-south. Sometimes it's pointed the wrong way. It might point south. Sometimes it points west, sometimes south-southeast. It's basically just all over the place.
What?
But all of it in the same spot would all be together, but different parts of the lava flow, it's pointing in different directions. And this lava erupted this wasn't like a one-day thing. This lava erupted over hundreds of years. So depending on where you look in these flows, the iron is oriented what we would call in the wrong direction most of the time, which is
Did it record?
Very strange.
Did it record the flipping?
Absolutely, Rachel.
What?
Yes. Yeah, that's what we're getting to.
Cool.
So I will say we do sometimes see very old lava where like the iron points in a non-north-south direction because that lava or those rocks have moved or reoriented from where they were laid down by like glacial drift and things like that. That is not what's going on here. This was, again, the lava that was laid down really hasn't moved at all in the last 42,000 years. And so the data seems...
It lives by the statement, I was born here, I'm going to stay here.
At least for now, yeah. But the data seems all jumbled, depending on what part of the flow was measured. And it turns out, as you had kind of guessed, the rock hasn't moved. What has moved was the magnetic field of the Earth. So the lava flows at Lachamps and Olby actually recorded a wild event, absolutely wild event, thousands of years ago, when the magnetic field of the Earth went haywire and actually the North and South Pole reversed.
My God.
A reversal like this is called a geomagnetic excursion. We actually see this frequently on the sun. So the poles of the sun regularly flip like clockwork almost every 11 years. Sometimes it's 12. It varies a bit, but it's generally an 11-year cycle that the North and South Pole of the sun flip. This is actually related to the 11-year cycle of solar activity. We are at solar maximum right now, at the peak of solar activity, which is why we're having so much northern lights and aurora recently. Is because we're at the peak of that 11-year cycle. So it does not happen as regularly or as frequently to the Earth, but it can also happen to the Earth. And it's happened many times in the Earth's history. The best we know right now, the last time this happened was this event about 41,500 years ago. But we now know of at least 183 reversals that we've been able to trace through geology. And they date back millions of years. So unlike the sun, I said these reversals do seem pretty random. At best, we can say they average about every 450,000 years. So we aren't especially due for another one. But again, they do seem random. And I should point out, just a point of clarification, there's actually two different but similar phenomenon at play. One is a geomagnetic reversal, where the field can switch north and south, and this can last for thousands of years. While what is described here is something that only lasts for hundreds of years, and that's technically just a geomagnetic excursion and not considered a full reversal. And there is some speculation, because we've never actually seen this happen in real time, right? So the speculation is that the magnetic field of the Earth, right, it's tied to both the inner and outer spinning core of the Earth. And what we think is that during an excursion, these little mini times, the liquid outer core flips polarity, but the inner core of the Earth's solid core does not. And then on a full reversal, both the inner and outer core of the Earth fully flip their magnetic fields, and it's thus much more stable, which is why it can last for a much longer period of time. So on the order of like, an excursion is like hundreds of years, and a reversal is like thousands of years. So this is old news, okay, that we've known about this for quite a long time. But the very cool sound clip that you all just heard was put out very recently by the European Space Agency based on data they were able to collect both with satellites and from data on the ground. And what's going on is the amplitude of the sound, like how loud it is. When you hear those changes, that's a change in how strong the magnetic field was at the time, because we also see a strengthening and weakening of the field as it changes direction. And then if you're hearing it in stereo, it sort of like flips back and forth between the right and left ears. It kind of pans back and forth. And that those sweeping pans are actually corresponding with the direction of the field changes. So that's how they came up with that sound. And I will say this is wildly sped up. This was not a quick thing that happened. What you heard represented 250 years of the field moving around. So it took 250 years for it to actually flip. So it was kind of wandering around and getting all twisted and whatnot. And this time around, it stayed switched. It stayed reversed for, they believe, 440 years.
Okay.
Pretty wild.
Whoa.
So this was just an excursion, not one of the really big ones, big reversals. Those, like I said, can last for up to like 10,000 years, or we think perhaps maybe even as long as 1,000,000 years it could stay flipped. Because once it flips, it's like it's pretty stable. Yeah. You know, so it can stay that way for a long time. But fascinating, nonetheless. I will say too that this is usually referred to as like sometimes the Lechamps excursion, but it does have another name. It's sometimes called the Addams event.
Okay, like the Addams Family?
No, like Douglas Adams.
Oh, okay.
The author who wrote
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I'm literally staring that book down right now. I'm reading it to my partner.
It's because it happened 42,000 years ago, and
that's
42
good.
is the answer to life, universe, and everything, according to the book. So that is pretty great. I love when scientists have a good sense of humor.
Oh, that's solid. Love that.
So there actually are some disagreements among scientists when it comes to what happens during a reversal. Like if you were here at the time, there was some early thought that it was these were maybe responsible for some of the extinctions that have gone on, because people were thinking they were maybe seeing some correlations in data. As best as I can determine, a lot of the people who've looked at this really carefully have basically felt that there is no causal relationship between extinction events and our magnetic field collapsing and flipping around. So it seems like there's probably not a connection there. What we can say is that when the magnetic poles are shifting, or when there's, get this, there can actually be more than one North Pole at the same time. You could have like three or four North Poles, because the field just gets twisted into knots, and all it kind of goes haywire. that's just a wild thing to even say. How can you have more than one north? But you absolutely can, as the magnetic field lines get twisted around each other and basically messed up.
All right. So this is when you learn your stars, everyone.
Yeah.
So when we're ready for when our compasses and GPSs don't work,
you got to be able to find Polaris if you're in the north.
We can find Polaris. You just got to find the Big Dipper, and it'll
it's not going to work down
the Little
south.
Dipper, and you'll go south. You'll go north. You're not.
There's other ways.
South,
if you're in the southern hemisphere, there's other methods as well. But
yes.
The one thing we kind of do know, if this happened, is that the northern lights, or I should probably just say aurora in general, it could be the aurora australis that you see down south too. They're going to be easier to see. More of the solar energy as we reach in the atmosphere, and because those field lines are twisted up, northern lights, or aurora, I should say, could appear in any parts of the sky during one of these excursions. We probably have far more frequent northern lights or aurora than we do right now, which would be, and it would could last for hundreds of years or thousands of years, which is pretty wild.
That would be pretty cool.
We probably won't see one in our lifetimes,
No.
but the magnetic field of the Earth is absolutely something we do monitor, and we can see it move. I don't know if people are aware of this. Like, the North Magnetic Pole is not actually at the physical North Pole.
I did know that.
They're not aligned in the exact same spot.
Mm-hmm.
And the North Magnetic
Pole. I didn't really
Pole
think about the fact
moves.
that it moves.
It moves. Yes, it's not that it's just not lined up exactly with the pole we're spinning around, but it actually moves, and it has moved a lot in our lifetimes. It is currently moving to the northwest by about 9 to 52 kilometers per year. That's 5.6 to 32 miles per year that it can move.
That's a lot.
I did find data for
like
2019. Yeah, I found 2019 data that showed it moving at 55 kilometers or 34 miles in 2019 alone. So just in the 20th century, we have recorded that it has moved 1,100 kilometers or 680 miles from where it was in the last century.
Oof.
And that's actually enough that old maps that are based on the geomagnetic north are not accurate. The further north you go, if you own a compass, like not a GPS, but like a compass, a nice compass, it actually has a little declination or kind of dial. I think it's declination. A little dial you have to change to account for the fact that the further north you go, the North Magnetic Pole is not pointing toward the actual North Pole. So especially if you're here in Minnesota, I think it's about 5 degrees off, and 5 degrees is enough to get you lost.
Yeah, it is.
Right? So like the further north you go, the further or further south you go, the more that's going to be wrong. And so the more that moves, if you have an old map and you're using that to find your way in a long distance, it may not be right at this point because it's moved 1,000 kilometers from where it used to be. So pretty wild. This is likely, by the way, not because of a reversal. This is just part of the normal. We think this is just part of the normal sort of wobble that the field has.
Like, is it wobbling?
Yeah.
Is it doing the wobble?
Yeah, but it's flipped in the past, and it absolutely will happen again. If it does, we're going to have an amazing opportunity for both cool science and probably some pretty good aurora watching as well. So hope you all enjoyed that. Yeah. My sources this week. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, Kirk, I always trust that you're going to bring me some topic that makes me think really, really hard about things I wasn't thinking about in the first place.
Yeah.
This is one of those topics. I've never put much thought into the Earth's magnetic field, and I knew it existed. I knew it was there. I've taught about it.
It's important. I mean, it protects us from like solar radiation and gamma rays and all these types of things. I will say if you're worried,
that, but also
if you're worried, they don't believe at any point does it completely collapse. There's a lot of natural things that keep a lot of these things at bay. Anyways, they think at one point it maybe went down to like 6% of its current strength though, which is shocking. But even in that situation, like it's not like everyone's going to get cancer and die. You maybe have a little slightly higher incidence of cancer, but it's like, it's not statistically significant for any one particular person. Mm-hmm. It might matter on like a population level, but it probably wouldn't be, obviously not the end of the world. Life goes on.
No,
so.
But like this type of thing, I knew about it. I knew the magnetic field could swap.
Swap, yeah.
I haven't put much thought into it, and now I'm going to. I'm going to think about it.
Sweet. Well, I hope everyone thinks about it. Look, we're going to take a break. Oh, I will say my sources for this was the European Space Agency. There was some good information in Nature. That's the journal, not the place. And then some background numbers from Wikipedia. So we'll take a quick break. And
journal, not the place.
It's important clarification. We'll be right back, you guys. And with Rachel's got something for us.
Oh, yeah. All right. Welcome back, everyone. So this is episode 260, Kirk.
Yeah.
After 259 episodes, which I did the math, is around 760 topics.
Yeah, sometimes like a week like this, there's only two of us, but yeah.
Well, there's a handful of like, there's just two of us. There's been a couple where there's been like four of us, or like multiple topics, or we have a special, like the Bread Tactic, our anniversary episodes, for example.
Yeah.
Now, you think that we at this point in time, would you say that we've covered at least like the basic weird animals?
No, not even close.
Not even close. Well, what are some
a lot of them,
animals?
But sometimes some come up and you're like, how have we not talked about that? I think it's probably what you're going to talk about this week is one of those.
Maybe. But also, like, what are some of this is a legit question. What are some obvious weird animals that you think that maybe we've covered, maybe we haven't? What are
the platypus?
Right.
We covered, we covered.
When you think, even out of the context of the show, when you think weird animals, weird things, what does your brain go to? Platypus right away. Some of the things that are weird because of their size. So something like an ostrich is just a weird, non-flying giant bird. Have we talked about the ostrich?
I don't know. I don't think so. See, there's stuff we have not covered.
Right.
And then, like, some of the things that are extreme, like some of the super poisonous or super venomous things. Mm-hmm. Like, we talked about cobras. We've talked about animals that, live a super long time, like the Greenland sharks. Mm-hmm. Blue whales, these giant animals,
the biggest animal that's ever lived.
The biggest animal, the smallest animal, a lot of those kind of things come to mind.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of those are like the more obvious, like weird animal, though apparently we haven't talked about the ostrich yet, so I'm going to write that down.
Okay.
But at least we should have covered one in general, like of each group of animals, right?
Nature abhors our little boxes, Rachel. So
it really does. It laughs at them.
Speaking of, I'm not sure where you're going with this. I'll say yes. Generally, I think we've hit something from most of the major groups. We've done some spiders. We've done some mammals. We've done birds. We've done cnidarians. We've done whales. What are we missing?
Like nature. Ha 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 ha.
You're laughing.
No.
Yeah.
I am laughing.
I will say,
in my notes, I do have ha 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 ha. No.
Yeah. Is there a major group of animals that we are missing a weird representative from?
Oh, 100%. Let's talk scorpions, Kirk.
Oh, I mean, see, that's the boxes thing. Like, we've talked about arachnids.
We talked about whip scorpions, but we have not talked about, which aren't scorpions.
Scorpions, yeah. Awesome.
But we haven't talked once about
straight up scorpions.
Straight up scorpions.
Nice.
So to give a general mental picture for everybody who is like, what is a scorpion?
You don't live a place with scorpions, yeah.
Well, we don't, thankfully. They're like
we
one of
do
the
not, yes.
No. So scorpions are arachnids, so they're related to ticks, mites, and spiders. Yep. They have an exoskeleton, they have 8 legs, they have a pair of pincers, a segmented tail, which often curls forwards over their back and ends with a stinger. Yeah, which is wild. Like, can you imagine, like, if we had, like, oh, my back hurts just thinking about it.
Oh, I thought you say, if you can imagine if we had giant
if we did
human-sized ones, just because I was watching season 2 of Fallout, and spoiler alert,
that's fair.
Terrifying.
Oh God. So scorpions are predatory animals, and they have some amazing species out there, and we'll definitely cover more of them in the future. As you know, there are over 2,500 species of them.
Oh, and we have not talked about a single one.
Not a single one.
Amazing.
Isn't it? So, and they are found on all continents except for Antarctica.
Okay, cool.
Which amazing. They're mostly found in deserts. They tend to be more desert species, which as an ectotherm, that makes sense, right? They're getting their energy from the sun. They need warmth. It is pretty wild too, because scorpions in general have been found in the geologic record as far back as 435 million years ago. So they were
435. Wow.
So they were around definitely when dinosaurs were.
Yeah, that's way further back than I would have suspected.
Isn't it? Yeah, scorpions are wild.
I think of most life during that time being like ocean life.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Oh, you think so? Yes. Now that we have a mental picture of scorpions, let's talk about a master's student named Leo Laborio. Okay. Now, Leo, pretty recently, and when I say you'll learn in a minute, was in South America, was doing some field research, and was looking for moths.
Oh, okay. Not where I thought you were going with that, but okay.
No.
Probably not where he thought it was going either.
No. So they were looking and trying to trap for certain moths, and they were in Colombia. So in just a general area in the forest, looking for certain moths. They're not finding the moths. So Leo, who's a master's student, was trying to do research, was like, I don't know. And they're like, you know what we could do? We're finding a lot of like these scorpions. Why don't we check out these scorpions, see what's going on?
Sure. Yeah.
You know, why not? So what they ended up doing was he and another, he noticed something when they were kind of messing around. They noticed that they had these cups, okay? And they were poking them with like a stick, as you do.
Oh, this is so classic.
They were poking some scorpions with a stick.
Because that's what you do.
That's what you do. Yeah. But like there was like cups that they were using to try to capture the moths. And they noticed that Leo, I'm going to call him Leo. It has an accent over it. We're just going to go with Leo. He noticed that there's some droplets on the side of this cup.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, that's kind of weird. What if, and he's like, what? Maybe it's venom. Maybe it's not.
Yeah, that was my
so
first
they thought. They captured a couple of these scorpion species, and they were like, let's see what's going on. Let's see if they're doing anything. Yeah, It was venom. It turns out. They went into the lab and they were able to get some. They were able to look at this particular species and they were able to describe it because before this species had never been described before.
Nice.
So this is a newer species of scorpion.
See, sometimes you're looking for moths and you discover a new species of scorpion.
Right. Absolutely wild. And I'm going to tell you all right now that the paper that he wrote came out in 2024. And the other piece that I feel like I need to say, they are not small. They are described as a medium species size. Okay? And you ready, Kirk? You ready? The species that they described and that they found is Titius achilles. Titus?
Oh, see, I was gonna give it to you, and then you started to. If you've just been confident,
I was confident.
How would I know how it's pronounced?
It's Tityus. So I'm going with Titius Achilles.
That's probably I'll give it to you.
Yes.
So that is 4 out of 5. Okay.
All right, that's 80%. I've gone up 5%.
Yeah, good job.
Amazing. So these look like pretty normal scorpions. They reach about 6.5 centimeters. Okay? Like at the adult stage.
Not huge.
Not huge, but they're a medium sized.
Okay.
They're nocturnal, which makes sense. They were looking for moths, so they found scorpions. Most scorpions tend to be nocturnal. That tracks. They're pretty dark. They're like a dark red. And generally all one color.
Sure.
The thing is
what's the thing, Rachel?
That they learned is that these species are able to spray their venom.
Oh, so that's how it got on the side of the cups.
That's how it got on the side of the cup.
I was wondering if they were striking at it or what. They could spray their venom.
They are spraying their venom.
That's wild.
Isn't it? You're going, it's wild. Maybe everybody else is like, okay. Context. Most of the time for scorpions, when I say most of the time, I mean 99.99% of the time.
Yeah.
Scorpions have to pierce their victim. They have to pierce whatever is potentially threatening them or their prey or anything like that in order for them to be able to put the venom in that system. Being able to spray venom, as of right now in Western science, has only been described in 3 species of scorpion.
Yeah. Wow. That's cool.
And it is one is in North America. One's in South America now, and then another species was described in Africa. So
interesting that they're so spread out.
They're also very spread out, right?
That points to almost like a convergent evolution type thing rather than being related to each other.
Right? Absolutely. Just okay. It's nuts. Anyway, so they were doing all of this testing and they're like, okay, well, what's going on? Why is it doing this? It's clearly some sort of defensive strategy. So it doesn't actually it scares their predator off, right? Because other things can eat scorpions, like a lot of birds and things like that. But what is happening is it is able to spray that they're able to spray their venom out. So usually it's a last resort in the first place. Spraying allows it to be more of a ranged thing. But even then, most of the time, it takes a lot of energy to be able to push venom like that away from you. Think about if you're throwing something, it takes a lot more energy for you to throw something at, I don't know, your brother. I have a brother.
He was asking for it, right? I mean,
yeah, I have a brother, so I threw things at him. It takes more energy to throw something at him than it is to touch. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it takes more energy. And the same thing happens for scorpions. So being able to spray at a distance is more energetic and is a disadvantage for a lot of reasons. So the thought behind this is that scorpions use this because often they're battling spiders, centipedes, and things like that. The sprayed mist that happens with this venom is most likely for things like rodents or things with skin. So that way it gives an irritant that allows them to be bothered. It hasn't been tested.
So they can escape. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going away for the eyes. You're going for the mucous membranes. Yeah.
Exactly. We have not tested to see what it does to humans yet.
I'm not going to volunteer.
I am not volunteering that either. Now, here's the thing. How far do you think that they can go, Kirk?
I'm going to go with 500 millimeters.
I love that you said millimeters. So, generally speaking, I say generally speaking.
I'm hoping it's that far. Oh, is it
500 milliliter. I'm trying to do the conversion.
Half a meter.
Here. Half a meter? So...
Because they're small. They're really tiny.
They're pretty small, yeah. If they are really going for the distance, they recorded them in a big burst, but they were able to shoot their venom to over half a foot. So over a foot at 36 centimeters, which is enough to hit their eyes of some sort of animal. So
okay. So you said about a foot or so,
yeah, a little over a foot. Okay. So 36 centimeters. So
I was about double. I said
you were
50 centimeters, close. 500 millimeters. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so the reason I came up with that number, it wasn't just completely pulled out of thin air. I was thinking if you're a small animal this size, what's what's a realistic number to shoot out? That also was kind of shooting for what would be exciting, but also how far are you going to let that predator approach? If it's a small rodent or something, you don't need to scare them off when they're super far away. You have to be able to see them first of all, but you don't want them super close because then it's potentially too late. Yeah. But that seems like a pretty reasonable distance away to be able to deter something. It
allows you to be able to hit the eyes. And when I say spray, it's not like a mist type thing. It's very similar. It's very forceful. So it's very similar to like a super soaker or a spitting cobra. When you think of that, it's the same kind of thing. It also has another mode of being able to do that where it's a little it doesn't go as far. It's where it literally flicks the drops out with its tail, which is also really, really cool to be able to see.
So 2 different mechanisms. That's interesting too.
Mm-hmm. And this has only been seen in 3 species of scorpion.
Yeah. Cool.
Out of over 2,500.
Again, that's an astounding number.
Right? So, yeah, they just went forward and they're like, yeah, let's figure this out. If you want to read a little bit about this, ResearchGate actually has the paper. Nice. It was very recently talked about and written up. When I say recent, in December 2024, it was published. It was published originally in the Zoological Journal of the Linnaean Society, which I'm pretty sure is the taxonomy. At the time, Leo was with the University of Michigan. The paper is called Biomechanics of Venom Delivery in South America's First Toxogen Spraying Scorpion. And that was
Toxogen Spraying Scorpion. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. And that was published in December 2024. It's also available through ResearchGate. My sources this week, that's really what I have for you. They're pretty cool. We don't know much about them. They were just discovered. Scorpions, y'all. And my sources this week were Wikipedia, the paper that I just quoted. The academic group also had the paper. So the Zoological Journal is open source for anyone who would like to read it as well. We love open sources. As well as the Independent had a great article, Strange New Scorpion Species That Sprays Venom Discovered. That was published in 2025, as well as Live Science had a great article, and so did Science Direct. Thank you all so much. It was just so cool. I also, one last thing, just a fun little thing with it. It already has a common name, which I love, because most of the time new species don't have common names, and it's
like, go for it. Come on, what do you got?
Achilles scorpion.
There you go.
Probably goes for the ankles. Why not?
Interesting. All right.
All right. So that is what I have for you this week. That is what we have for you in general this week.
Yeah,
scorpions. We finally talked about them.
We did. Great. Everybody be good. And
be safe.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Thanks, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone, for listening to today's show. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes drop every Wednesday, and we love sharing this strange world with all our listeners. If you would be so kind as to leave us a 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcasts, that would be great. It lets other lovers of the strange discover the show. You can reach us by searching for Strange by Nature Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. You can send us an email as well. Our address is contact@strangebynaturepodcast.com. If you want more information about the show, you can check out our website, strangebynaturepodcast.com, and you can support the show and get ad-free episodes at patreon.com/strangebynature. Until next week, get outside, stay curious, and embrace the strange.